Obviously, we all know that you can actually lose weight and be fit and healthy if you change your eating pattern and you also exercise regularly, say maybe 3 to 4 times a week. But for a very strange and much deeper reason, a lot of us still feel like we are unable to do this. A lot of us are still struggling to make significant changes in our lives that will last us longer, in the sense of your well-being, your health, and also how fit you might be aspiring to be, but you genuinely feel like this is such a difficult journey to embark on. I am very excited that you're tuned in today, and thank you so much. My name is Z Dembe and I am into fitness. So this is a topic that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but I was just uncertain how to do it in the most authentic way as possible. Just out of interest, these people would come to me asking me, how have I been consistent? How am I doing this for the past 4 years? What do I do to stay motivated? And I could see that they genuinely want to make change, but they were also being held back by their own mindset, or just maybe their spirit was just not in the right place for them to take this leap of faith. And that's how I became interested in this topic, and I started thinking about it more and more, and also looking at my own journey. And I definitely knew that there's something that is much deeper here that perhaps we are not paying any attention to. Today, I will be looking at some of the things that could possibly be holding you back from attaining real change and having long-lasting results, taking that leap of faith and transforming our bodies in a way that is fulfilling and healthy to us. I will be sharing what I've learned in the past 4 years, and I'm also looking forward to hearing what are your thoughts on this topic. So what I'm planning to do today is just to bring a few things to light, just to bring awareness to some of the things that could be the reason why we have tried but have failed at this. And before I waste any more time, I would like to kickstart by looking at why do we actually procrastinate. Procrastination for me is simply fear, just disguising itself as excuses. Let me put it that way. I genuinely feel that procrastination is just fear hidden somewhere, and it could be so subtle inside us that we are unaware of it. Every time you commit to something, but you're constantly making excuses to not do that particular thing, there is something deep down that you are afraid of. When I started my journey, one of the things that I really battled with was just the fear of failure. And I was not sure at that time where that comes from. But as time went by, I got to understand that that fear for me of being a failure is something that I've carried inside me for a very long time. And if I had tried something like this, like to lose weight and to get fit and healthy, if I fail, it would just reinstate already what I believed about myself, which was I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I will not be able to do this, so why bother to even try? So if you are constantly making excuses, the real question you should be asking yourself is, what am I afraid of? What would actually happen to a person that was told that, look, if you don't start to eat healthy and to exercise 3 to 4 times a week, starting off on Monday, you will only have a couple of months to live. You're not looking at anything longer than 3 months. All those excuses would go out the window, and all that fear that you have inside of you would be channeled completely differently. You would go from, oh no, I can't do this today, I've got this, to I have to do this today. So the issue here is not procrastination. It's just that there needs to be a stronger motive to outdo all the invalid excuses that we make. When I stumbled upon this lifestyle, I had no plan to actually begin something like this. And even when I did, there was something that was compelling me to move in that direction. And that reason was that I had been through some terrible things in my life. I had lost a lot of things, including my mother, who has been late now for about 8 years. And without even realizing it, I just sunk into a really, really dark place. And I had completely lost the will to live. And so for me, that was my stronger motive, that unless if I'm willing to take my own life and just completely exit this world, I have got to do something that will keep my mind and my spirit in a better place, that will help me to find balance in my life. And so my body getting into shape was just a bonus. It was more of an emotional healing and a mindset restructuring altogether. So I urge you today to take a deep look at yourself and ask yourself, what exactly are you afraid of? And also try to seek what could be a stronger motive for you in order to not only kickstart this journey, but to do it in a way that is going to be healthy and fulfilling to you. I would like to move on to another very difficult topic that I would like to discuss today. And I know that almost every human being struggles with this. It's something that we have to learn as we grow older, and that is taking responsibility. And I know that this is a little bit uncomfortable for all of us. It's still very uncomfortable for me, because I do believe that this is an area of our lives as adults that we generally just struggle in. And I'm not sure why, but it's always harder to have inner perspective and to get a deeper understanding of why you are the way that you are. And because it's such a painful process, it's easier for us to just sweep it all under a rug and pretend like it doesn't exist altogether. I'm a strong believer that once we are able to strip down our blinders and to have a deep look at ourselves, we are able to make significant changes. It also creates room for us to make better decisions going forward. I think for me, the reason why I struggled so much in this area was that I was completely oblivious to anything that I might have done as an equal contributor to the negative way that I felt. And once I had addressed all those issues, I found that not only was I lighter, but I was genuinely more excited about what I was going to do going forward and what my whole future looked like. Moving right along, I'm going to move on to the third topic that I would like to speak about today, and that is believing in yourself. We see this all the time on social media. We see it on motivational videos. We have public speakers that always encourage people to believe in themselves. And it's been so overused that we've lost the entire meaning of it. So I just want to share with you what my thoughts are when it comes to believe in yourself, particularly when you're trying to either lose weight or to become fit and healthy, or you want to try and snap back after you've had your child. It could be anything, but I just want to speak about believing in yourself. And I know that this sounds overrated because we've heard it so many times. It's kind of lost its essence, and I just want to touch on it as well, as I feel that this is still quite an important part of this process. For anyone who has battled with rejection, and time again, when you've put yourself out there, you've either been put down or you've been battered, it's going to be very difficult for you to trust yourself in accomplishing anything, let alone something like this. Most of us have been through some things that have led us to having close to no self-confidence at all. So it's hard for us to believe in ourselves and to trust that whatever we put on our mindset, we are fully capable of achieving that. At first, the thought of healing the relationship that you have with your body can be very overwhelming. How do I know this? Because I was that person. When I started, I just dreaded going to the gym because I did feel that I was not as good enough as those people that are there. I felt that 90% of the people that are at the gym are already in shape. Most of them already know what they're doing. So I began my journey with just walking for about 3 weeks just to gain a little bit of confidence before I can set my foot at the gym and hop on that treadmill. So I also want you to take those small steps, no matter how small they are, but they will build your confidence. Last but not least, we are going to be talking about full commitment, because I do feel that this is also something that is very important in this journey and in this process. It is very difficult for you to transform your body. One of the ways that I have been consistent in this journey is just to be fully committed. And by that, I mean that completely dismiss the idea of trying. If you're going to be half in and half out, then you might be setting yourself up for failure. Instead, say, I am going to do this. I know that it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to give myself a real shot and I'm going to just go for it. I am going to do this. There are so many things that we don't like about our bodies, but I just want to remind you that change is always available. And if you feel that you cannot go this route, the best thing to do is to invest all your energy and just fully embracing your body the way that it is. Both are hard work and both are very commendable, but it's ultimately up to you which direction you wish to go. My aim for today was that you understand why change is so difficult and how to fully embrace it. So I hope that I was able to shed some light on perhaps some things that you were unaware of, and I know that you will start this time doing it differently and with everything that is hidden under the surface being taken care of. I believe that your spirit deserves a better house to live in, and you've been promising yourself change for many summers and many years, saying that you will start next week, you will start the following Monday, that week turns into the next week. So start by healing your mind first and your heart, and your body will follow suit because you have taken care of the most important issue. That is what will be your main driving mechanism towards significant change. You won't even need other people to be your motivation because you will be your own motivation. I do believe in you and I want you to succeed this time around. Real change is such a savage. It is a relentless opponent to your mind, your soul, and your body. And I just want you to start off with realistic expectations. I don't want you to start this process with a false expectations. So we are going to do this because we are strong enough, and I do believe that you have the ability to go through the difficult part of this process, and that is to look at yourself before you can get to the part where it gets easier. So I hope that you are able to get a better insight of why perhaps you've been struggling in this particular area. If I did contribute in some way, please leave your comments because I also want to hear what your thoughts are. And that, unfortunately, that's it for today, but I can't wait to see you again next time. But for now, cheers. Next time on Fit Worth Keeping. I don't believe that willpower and self-discipline is something that you either have or don't have. It is not something that is reserved for a particular type of person. I was using food and alcohol to medicate. So I understand that once you've lived such a long time being used to a certain type of lifestyle, it's going to be really difficult for you to make different choices, and those choices are going to be much harder. But today I will be looking at the root and the causes of our own indiscipline, and I'll also be offering a step-by-step guide on how to be in full control of the food choices that you make, even in the face of temptation.